Financial stability isn't about how much you earn. It's about what you do at every age. Most people believe financial stability has an expiration date. Miss it in your 20s, and you're already behind. Make a few wrong choices in your 30s, and people say you messed up your future. Struggle in your 40s or 50s, and the story becomes even harsher. It's too late now. That belief sounds logical. But it's wrong. And more importantly, it keeps people stuck exactly where they are. This idea turns money into a race. And once people think they've lost the race, they stop running altogether. In your 20s, the mistake almost always looks the same. Speed. People rush. They rush to look successful before they actually are. They rush into lifestyles they haven't earned yet. Nice cars. Expensive phones. Weekend trips. All of it feels justified because everyone around them is doing the same. Debt doesn't feel dangerous in your 20s. It feels temporary. Time feels endless. Future income feels guaranteed. So people borrow against a version of themselves that doesn't exist yet. They confuse motion with progress. They chase appearances instead of foundations. And by the time they realize stability requires structure, they're already carrying weight they didn't plan for. In your 30s, the mistake changes shape. It becomes pressure. This is the decade where expectations get loud. Family starts asking questions. Society starts measuring you. Career, house, marriage, kids, status. Income usually goes up in your 30s. But so does everything else. Bigger homes. More responsibilities. More commitments. People finally earn more money. And somehow feel more stressed than ever. This is where many people get confused. They did what they were told. They worked hard. They advanced. So why do they still feel broke? Because stability isn't about income alone. It's about control. And in their 30s, most people give that control away to expectations. They upgrade everything except their financial clarity. In your 40s, the mistake shifts again. This time, it's fear. Time no longer feels endless. Mistakes feel heavier. Risks feel expensive. People stay in jobs they've outgrown because leaving feels dangerous. They avoid learning new skills because they think they're too late. They stop experimenting, not because they want to, but because they're scared to fail. Fear doesn't announce itself loudly. It sounds reasonable. I can't start over now. I should just be grateful. It's safer to stay. But safety without growth slowly becomes a cage. By the time people reach their 40s, they often have experience, skills, and insight. But fear keeps them from using it fully. In your 50s and beyond, the mistake becomes regret. This is where people replay old decisions. The investment they didn't make. The job they didn't leave. The skill they never learned. Regret convinces people that the past is more powerful than the present. They believe financial stability was something they missed, instead of something they can still shape. And that belief is the most dangerous one of all. Here's the truth that rarely gets explained clearly. Every age has a different job. Your 20s are for building value, not showing success. Your 30s are for building systems, not chasing status. Your 40s are for leveraging experience, not hiding from risk. Your 50s and beyond are for protecting freedom, not reliving mistakes. Financial stability isn't one decision. It's not one strategy. And it's definitely not one age. It's a sequence. Most people fail not because they're bad with money, but because they apply the wrong strategy at the wrong stage of life. They save when they should learn. They spend when they should structure. They freeze when they should adapt. And once you understand that, something changes. You stop comparing your timeline to others. You stop panicking about being behind. You stop believing stability has an expiration date. Because financial stability isn't about age. It's about alignment. And alignment can be fixed at any stage of life. Most people imagine financial stability as a finish line. A number in a bank account. A moment where stress disappears. But real stability doesn't look like that. It looks different at every age. In your 20s, financial stability has almost nothing to do with money. That sounds strange, but it's true. Your most valuable asset in your 20s isn't savings. It's adaptability. This decade is about skills. Skills that increase income over time. Skills that stay with you even if one job disappears. Skills that don't rely on a single employer. Saving matters, but saving small amounts while your income is capped won't create stability. Becoming valuable will. If your income can't grow, stability can't either. No budget can fix that. In your 20s, stability means choosing learning over lifestyle. It means investing time where it compounds. It means being uncomfortable on purpose. Not because you're behind, but because you're building leverage. In your 30s, the definition shifts. This is the decade where money finally starts coming in. And for many people, this is also where chaos begins. Financial stability in your 30s is about structure. Emergency funds that actually exist. Clear systems for bills, savings, and investing. A lifestyle that doesn't expand every time income does. Most people don't fail here because they don't earn enough. They fail because they never organize what they earn. Money comes in. Money goes out. And no one's really in control. This is where financial stress peaks. Not because income is low, but because clarity is missing. Stability in your 30s means knowing exactly where your money goes, and deciding intentionally where it should stop going. In your 40s, the focus shifts again. By now, you've built experience. You've developed judgment. You understand your strengths. Financial stability in your 40s is about ownership. Not ownership in the symbolic sense, but ownership that creates independence. Assets that produce income. Investments that don't depend on your daily effort. Businesses or systems that can function without constant supervision. This is the decade where time becomes more valuable than money. And stability means buying back time. Working more hours no longer creates freedom. Working smarter does. In your 40s, stability is about leverage. Using what you've built to reduce dependence on labor alone. This is where freedom quietly begins. Not overnight, but gradually. In your 50s and beyond, stability changes one final time. Now it's about protection, low debt, predictable income, flexibility. Growth still matters, but risk matters more. Financial stability at this stage isn't about proving anything. It's about control. Control over your time. Control over your stress. Control over your choices. This is where peace becomes more important than ambition. And here's the most important part of all. Financial stability is not perfection. You don't need flawless decisions. You don't need perfect timing. You don't need to get everything right. You need adaptability. People who remain financially stable through every stage of life share one trait. They adjust before they're forced to. They learn early when learning is cheap. They simplify when complexity becomes dangerous. They let go of old identities instead of clinging to them. They don't say, "This is who I am now." They say, "This is who I'm becoming." And they never believe it's too late. Because stability doesn't disappear with age. It evolves. The mistake most people make is chasing the same goal forever, instead of aligning their strategy to the stage they're in. When your income, lifestyle, and goals match your age, stress fades. Clarity replaces panic. Progress replaces pressure. Financial peace stops feeling distant. It stops feeling reserved for someone else. It becomes something you build deliberately, step by step, at any age.